While some two-wheelers collect dust on sales floors, a select few motorcycles earn total fanaticism from their owners. Combining raw character, bulletproof reliability, and pure riding joy, these fan favorites deliver absolute zero buyer's remorse. Here are 12 of the most loved motorcycles on the road right now. Number 12, Harley-Davidson Street Bob. The Harley-Davidson Street Bob has a way of winning riders over without trying to do everything at once. Instead of loading the motorcycle with touring equipment or chasing a high-tech feel, it keeps the focus on the traditional bobber-style cruiser experience. That simplicity is a big reason owners tend to form a strong connection with it. One of the biggest attractions is the riding experience. The Street Bob feels substantial without being as intimidating as some of Harley-Davidson's larger touring motorcycles, making it easier to enjoy on everyday rides and weekend trips. The styling also plays a major role. The stripped-down bodywork, muscular stance, and minimalist appearance give the Street Bob a strong identity, while leaving plenty of room for owners who want to personalize the motorcycle. It's also practical enough to live with regularly. The riding position works well for casual cruising, and the motorcycle doesn't feel excessively bulky when you're moving through town or dealing with parking lots. That balance makes it easier for riders to use it frequently rather than saving it only for special rides. Another reason owners like the Street Bob is that it delivers a genuine Harley-Davidson experience without requiring a massive touring motorcycle. You get the character, sound, and road presence many buyers want, but in a package that feels more manageable. All in all, the Street Bob earns its popularity by giving riders the classic Harley experience in a simpler, more usable package. Number 11, Kawasaki Eliminator. The Kawasaki Eliminator has become a favorite because it makes riding a cruiser feel easy rather than demanding. Its low seat, compact proportions, and light feel give it an approachable character that works especially well for riders who want a motorcycle they can comfortably use every day. The 451cc parallel twin engine produces around 45 horsepower and 31 pound-feet of torque, giving it enough punch for city riding and reasonable highway use without making the bike feel overwhelming. The power delivery is smooth, which makes the Eliminator easy to control when dealing with traffic or slower corners. A big part of its appeal is the riding position. The low 28.9-inch seat makes getting on and off simple, while the relatively light weight helps when backing into a parking spot or making tight turns. Those little advantages can make a huge difference in how often owners actually want to ride. The styling helps too. Kawasaki gave the Eliminator a modern take on the classic low-slung cruiser shape, so it doesn't look like a beginner motorcycle despite being friendly to less experienced riders. That gives owners plenty of reason to keep it even after they become more confident. For buyers who want cruiser character without the size and weight of a big touring bike, the Eliminator hits a very useful middle ground. In short, the Kawasaki Eliminator is loved because it's approachable, stylish, easy to control, and genuinely enjoyable for everyday riding. Number 10, Honda Rebel 1100. The Honda Rebel 1100 appeals to riders who want a cruiser that feels substantial without becoming difficult to live with. It has enough performance to stay interesting for experienced riders, yet its compact proportions and relaxed ergonomics keep it from feeling like a giant motorcycle around town. Its 1083cc parallel twin produces around 87 horsepower and 72 pound-feet of torque, giving the Rebel 1100 strong acceleration and plenty of confidence on the highway. The engine has a broad power delivery, so riders don't need to constantly work through the rev range to get useful performance. What makes the Rebel especially likable is how easily it switches between different types of riding. It can handle a daily commute, a relaxed evening ride, or a full weekend on the highway without feeling completely out of place in any of them. That versatility gives owners fewer reasons to wish they had bought something else. All in all, the Rebel 1100 is loved because it combines approachable dimensions with genuinely strong performance, giving riders a cruiser that can handle far more than its size suggests. Number 9, Yamaha MT-07. The Yamaha MT-07 has become a favorite because it gives riders a lot of motorcycle without making everyday riding complicated. It's light, quick, easy to handle, and small enough to feel comfortable in traffic, yet it still has enough performance to make a backroad ride genuinely fun. The 689cc parallel twin produces around 73 horsepower and 50 pound-feet of torque. That gives the MT-07 strong acceleration without requiring riders to constantly push the engine hard. The power delivery is predictable, which makes it just as enjoyable for someone commuting every morning as it is for someone looking for a spirited weekend ride. What really separates the MT-07 is its lightweight character. At roughly 406 pounds wet, it responds quickly to steering inputs and doesn't require much effort when changing direction. Newer riders can build confidence on it, while experienced riders can still have plenty of fun with the responsive chassis. The motorcycle also makes a lot of sense financially. It offers the performance of a much more serious motorcycle without the size, weight, or running costs that can come with larger machines. That balance has helped the MT-07 build a loyal following among riders who want one bike that can do almost everything. Its aggressive styling adds another layer of appeal. The MT-07 looks modern and purposeful without needing a huge amount of bodywork or equipment to make an impression. In short, the MT-07 is loved because it's light, fast enough to stay exciting, affordable to live with, and incredibly easy to enjoy. Number 8. Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. The Harley-Davidson Fat Boy has stayed popular for a reason that goes beyond its specifications. The moment you see one, the wide stance, solid wheels, massive front end, and unmistakable silhouette give it a presence that few motorcycles can match. For many owners, that visual impact is a huge part of the ownership experience. The Fat Boy is also built around the kind of relaxed cruising that makes a motorcycle enjoyable without demanding constant effort. Its substantial chassis gives it a planted feel on the road, while the low seat makes it easy to settle into a comfortable riding position. The Milwaukee 114 engine produces around 94 horsepower and 119 pound-feet of torque, giving the Fat Boy strong low-end pull and plenty of character during acceleration. It isn't about chasing high-rev performance. Instead, the motor delivers the muscular response that many riders expect from a big American cruiser. Another reason the Fat Boy remains loved is its unmistakable identity. Harley-Davidson has kept the core look recognizable over the years, so buying one feels like getting something with a clear connection to the brand's history without riding an old motorcycle. It also gives owners plenty of room to make the bike their own. From small cosmetic changes to larger upgrades, the Fat Boy has a huge aftermarket following, which makes personalization part of the fun for many riders. All in all, the Fat Boy combines iconic styling, strong low-end performance, and a distinctive cruising experience that keeps riders coming back to it. Number 7. Triumph Bonneville Bobber. The Triumph Bonneville Bobber is loved because it looks like something built by hand in another era, yet rides like a modern motorcycle. Its floating solo seat, clean bodywork, and stripped-back stance give it a personality that immediately separates it from more conventional cruisers. The riding experience is where the Bobber really wins people over. It feels low, planted, and easy to control at a relaxed pace, making it enjoyable on quiet city streets as well as winding roads outside town. The solo setup also gives the motorcycle a very focused character that appeals to riders who simply want to enjoy the ride. Power comes from a 1200cc parallel twin producing around 76 horsepower and 78 pound-feet of torque. There's plenty of usable pull for highway riding, but the delivery remains smooth and controlled rather than feeling overly aggressive. The craftsmanship adds another reason people become attached to it. Details such as the exposed frame elements, compact bodywork, and carefully finished components make the Bobber feel more like a personal machine than a generic cruiser. It's also a motorcycle that doesn't need excessive equipment to feel special. The whole design is centered around the essentials, and that focused approach is exactly what many riders love about it. In short, the Bonneville Bobber stands out through its distinctive looks, relaxed character, and old-school feel combined with modern road manners. Number 6. Honda Gold Wing. The Honda Gold Wing has earned a loyal following by doing something few motorcycles can do well: make extremely long rides feel almost effortless. Owners don't just buy it for a weekend cruise. Many choose it because they can spend hours on the highway and arrive with far less fatigue than they would on a smaller motorcycle. The Gold Wing's flat-six engine produces around 125 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque, giving it effortless acceleration even with a passenger and luggage. Its smooth delivery is a big part of the appeal because the motorcycle feels composed rather than busy when cruising at highway speeds. Comfort is where the Gold Wing really separates itself. The generous seat, strong wind protection, luggage capacity, and stable chassis are all designed around covering serious distance. That makes it especially popular with riders who see motorcycle trips as a major part of their riding life. The Gold Wing has also built a reputation over decades, giving it a huge community of owners who know the platform inside and out. Many riders become so comfortable with the motorcycle that replacing it with something smaller simply doesn't feel appealing. All in all, the Gold Wing is loved because it turns long-distance touring into a comfortable, capable, and genuinely enjoyable experience. Number 5. Indian Scout Bobber. The Indian Scout Bobber has built a loyal following by taking the classic American cruiser idea and giving it a much more compact, modern feel. Its low stance, stripped-down bodywork, and chunky proportions make it look aggressive without turning it into an oversized motorcycle. What riders tend to appreciate most is how approachable it feels. The low seat and manageable dimensions make the Scout Bobber easy to handle around town, while the responsive chassis gives it enough agility to stay entertaining on winding roads. It feels like a motorcycle you can actually use regularly, not something that only looks good parked outside a cafe. Its V-twin engine delivers strong acceleration and a satisfying low-end character, giving the bike plenty of personality without requiring riders to work hard for performance. That makes quick city rides just as enjoyable as longer weekend cruises. The styling is another major reason owners become attached to it. The solo-style seat, compact fenders, blacked-out details, and minimal bodywork create a clean custom look straight from the factory. It has enough visual character that many owners don't feel the need to heavily modify it. The Scout Bobber also strikes a useful middle ground between beginner-friendly size and serious motorcycle performance. Riders can grow into it without immediately feeling like they've outgrown the bike. All in all, the Indian Scout Bobber wins people over with its low stance, responsive handling, strong character, and factory custom appearance. Number 4. Harley-Davidson Street Glide. The Harley-Davidson Street Glide has a strong following because it delivers the full American touring experience without losing the sense of character riders expect from a Harley. Its large fairing, stretched-out stance, and touring-focused design make it instantly recognizable on the road. The real appeal comes from how well it handles long rides. The fairing provides useful wind protection, while the spacious seating position and integrated luggage give riders the freedom to spend an entire day on the highway without constantly thinking about where to put their gear. Its Milwaukee 117 engine produces around 105 horsepower and 130 pound-feet of torque, giving the Street Glide strong acceleration and plenty of passing power. The torque-heavy character works especially well when the motorcycle is loaded with luggage or carrying a passenger. Technology is another reason newer Street Glides attract buyers. The large infotainment system, rider-focused controls, and modern electronics add convenience without completely changing the traditional Harley touring experience. There's also a strong sense of ownership attached to the Street Glide. For many riders, it isn't simply transportation. It's the motorcycle they choose for road trips, rallies, weekend escapes, and long stretches of open highway. In short, the Street Glide remains loved because it combines serious touring ability, strong torque, useful technology, and the unmistakable character that Harley riders expect. Number 3. Honda Rebel 500. The Honda Rebel 500 has become one of the most widely liked motorcycles because it gets so many everyday details right. It doesn't try to overwhelm riders with size or excessive performance. Instead, It offers a motorcycle that's approachable when you're learning and still useful once you've gained experience. Its 471cc parallel twin produces around 46 horsepower and 32 pound-feet of torque, giving it enough strength for city traffic and comfortable highway cruising. The engine feels smooth and predictable, which makes the Rebel easy to ride without requiring constant attention to gear changes or engine speed. The low 27-inch seat is a major part of its appeal. Riders can get both feet down easily, and the relatively compact chassis makes parking, slow-speed turns, and tight spaces less stressful. That confidence is a big reason many owners end up riding the Rebel far more often than they expected. Fuel economy is another practical advantage. The Rebel 500 can return roughly 60 to 65 miles per gallon depending on riding conditions, helping keep everyday running costs reasonable. For someone using a motorcycle for commuting, those savings can add up over thousands of miles. The styling also avoids making the bike look like a basic entry-level machine. Its low-slung profile and clean lines give it a mature appearance, while Honda's strong reputation adds confidence for buyers who want a motorcycle they can keep for years. In short, the Rebel 500 is loved because it's easy to handle, inexpensive to run, comfortable enough for everyday use, and still looks like a proper cruiser. Number 2. Suzuki Boulevard C50. The Suzuki Boulevard C50 has the kind of appeal that grows the longer you live with it. Instead of trying to impress with extreme performance or flashy technology, it gives riders the familiar feel of a traditional cruiser, with a comfortable seat, relaxed ergonomics, and enough road presence to make every ride feel substantial. Its 805cc V-twin produces around 53 horsepower and 50 pound-feet of torque, delivering smooth power that's well-suited to relaxed cruising. The engine has enough low-end pull for highway riding, but the motorcycle never feels like it needs to be ridden aggressively to be enjoyable. Comfort is a major reason owners stick with the C50. The riding position is relaxed, the seat is supportive, and the chassis feels stable when covering longer distances. It can handle a short trip around town just as easily as a full afternoon on the open road. The shaft drive is another practical touch that owners appreciate. There's no chain to clean and lubricate after every few hundred miles, which makes the motorcycle easier to live with as the years pass. That low-maintenance character is especially useful for riders who want to spend more time riding and less time working on the bike. All in all, the Boulevard C50 is loved for its comfort, relaxed performance, classic styling, and easygoing ownership experience. Number 1. Harley-Davidson Road Glide. The Harley-Davidson Road Glide sits at the top because it has become much more than just a big touring motorcycle. For many riders, it represents the freedom to load up, point the front wheel toward the highway, and keep going for hours without feeling like the motorcycle is working against them. Its Milwaukee 117 engine produces around 105 horsepower and 130 pound-feet of torque, giving the Road Glide the muscle needed for fast highway cruising, passing, and carrying a passenger with luggage. The strong torque delivery suits the bike perfectly, especially when the motorcycle is loaded for a long trip. The frame-mounted fairing is one of its defining features. Instead of moving with the handlebars, the fairing stays planted as the rider turns, helping reduce steering effort and giving the front end a stable feel at speed. That becomes especially noticeable during long highway rides. Then there's the touring setup. Spacious seating, integrated luggage, wind protection, and modern infotainment make the Road Glide capable of handling everything from weekend trips to extended road tour. Riders who spend thousands of miles on the highway often appreciate having all of those features built into one motorcycle. The Road Glide also has a huge following in the Harley community. Owners have access to a massive aftermarket, plenty of touring accessories, and a large group of riders who share routes, upgrades, and long-distance experience. In short, the Road Glide is loved because it combines serious touring comfort, strong performance, highway stability, and the unmistakable Harley-Davidson experience. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.